Hi, I'm HarryWilmington, and today I'm going to be answering a dating question from a guy that wants to know why his best woman friend of 7 to 8 years doesn't want to meet his brand new girlfriend, all right? I'm going to read through the whole thing first because I want you guys to have context for the answers that I'm about to give. So his question goes like this. He says, hoping to get some clarity here. My best girlfriend, who I've known since college, doesn't want to meet my new girlfriend. This is my first girlfriend in 6 years, so our friendship hasn't really incorporated other significant others in the mix of hangouts. Most of our hangouts are one-on-one since we are both introverted and we sometimes hang in groups of friends. Why doesn't she want to meet my girlfriend? How do I explain this to my girlfriend and not have her get suspicious or worry? What are your thoughts on hanging one-on-one with my best friend often if they don't meet? To be frank, my best friend and I were friends with benefits about a year ago for a month. She says she isn't interested in dating me, but her ego did feel a bit rejected then, and she doesn't want to put herself in awkward situations with my girlfriend or talk about her much, even though she seems happy for me and is a really good friend to me. And then below he says, edit, I think she might have feelings for me because she says she is still working out feelings of rejection. And then in parentheses, he says, I friend zone her after friends with benefits. So here's the thing, guy. There's a lot of stuff that you mentioned here, so I'll go through it bit by bit. But the important part that you said, which is going to then cause the rest of this to make sense, is the part where you said you and her were friends with benefits for a year. Now, I know for a lot of men, when they get into a friends with benefits situation, they might assume that because they've put a title on this thing as friends with benefits, that there would be no emotions or feelings involved. And I got news for you. Despite how much we try to push this idea of sex and emotions being separate from each other, sex and emotions go hand in hand. Because realistically, if you think about it, you as a guy would probably not hook up with somebody that you didn't at the very least find some level of attraction for and care about enough to the extent where you'd want to actually not just have sex with them, but have sex with them that they would also find pleasurable. Meaning you're going to try to do stuff in the bedroom to make sure they're having a good time. And you wouldn't do that if there weren't some level of positive emotion or feelings towards that person, okay? So even though in this particular case, this guy may not understand what's going on in terms of, well, we were friends with benefits, so we weren't trying to be serious, so what's the big deal? That does not mean that when those hookups were happening, that she herself didn't add emotions to the equation and that she herself wasn't going to feel some kind of way about you. What this also points out is the extreme power of rejection, because you could have a woman, for example, that is only kind of sort of interested in you, but if she comes to you one day and says, hey, so I got some free time this weekend, we should do something, and you say to her, oh, I can't make it, I have other plans, that statement could make her suddenly be like, wait a minute, he's saying he doesn't have time for me. I feel some kind of way. I feel an ego hit. Why do I feel this way? Maybe it's because I like this person. And I say this from personal experience because I've had it before where women that was interested in me but weren't trying to like push that next step at the points where I would say, oh, I can't see you this time, or oh, the one girl I was trying to break up with, we reconnected and hooked up, and then at that point she was trying to hook up with me again, and I said, no, you know what, I'm actually good, like that wasn't a good idea, I don't want to do it. And as a result of that, you know what happened? She came at me even harder. Because the power of rejection is such that basically our egos work on people wanting to like us. Our egos make us the heroes in our own story, and therefore we can do no wrong and all people should want to be with us. When we break that narrative for other people, the result can be that they start now having to do things to try to reprove their narrative as people should always want me around. People like me. So if he's, in this case, if you're rejecting her, her thought is probably, oh crap, he rejected me, but that can't be because I'm such a great person. People should always want me around. Like, I don't know how to handle this. I got to feel this out because I don't know why I feel this way. Do I still like him? Is it because my ego's hurt? I don't know. But all of that to say is that the whole friends with benefit situation is now going to frame how she responds to when this guy suddenly gets an actual girlfriend. Because on one hand, the ego's thinking, well, how is it that this new girl was good enough for him to want to hook up with and then actually get in a relationship with, and I was not? Like, he hooked up with me a bunch of times in that month, but he wasn't seeing that I was good enough to actually make a girlfriend or get into a relationship with. I don't like the feel of that, okay? So that's the first part. But more, on top of that, we also have the part where, honestly, guy, think about this as a guy. As a guy, if you have a female friend and she comes to you one day and says, "Oh my God, I guess I just met this brand new guy. We're boyfriend and girlfriend. It's so great. I need you to meet him." Are you really that excited to meet that other guy? Chances are she's going to show a heightened level of excitement about the idea of you two meeting because she's bringing this guy into the equation who she thinks is oh so great, and she wants you to have the same equal great feelings. But you know you don't really care. You know if you have a female friend that's like chomping at the bit for you to meet the guy friend, your first thought is probably, so she wants me to like meet another guy to talk to. Like, and I'll do it. I guess that's okay, but this isn't a thing that I'm going to like purposely try to carve time out of my day to make happen. Like if it happens, like I have a free day on a weekend and I have nothing else going on, then yeah, we can hang out and you can bring the guy along or whatever. But that's not really the thing that you're excited about, okay? So let's reverse that, okay? You have a girlfriend and you're very excited about her. And you're excited about what she's bringing to your life, and you want to incorporate her into your friend group. And as part of that, you want to bring her to this girl friend of yours because you're thinking, hey, I still want to hang out with my woman friend, but I assume at some point that we can all hang out together. I can bring my girlfriend someplace where she can also show up, and it's going to be absolutely great. And I wouldn't even get into the possible thoughts that your actual girlfriend could have about you trying to bring women friends around. In short, it's not always bad. You know, I've dated women who have no problem with me having women friends, have no problem with me hanging out with those women friends solo. But there would be a problem if I was dating somebody and they knew about a woman friend that I had, and if she asked, hey, can me and that woman friend hang out sometime with you? The answer is no. Because that now gets into the thing of where in a relationship, you want to be respectful of the relationship and who you're actually with. And when you have a woman friend that's saying, well, I don't want to meet your girlfriend and I don't want to talk about her, I don't want to see her, the girlfriend that you have is not going to feel respected, and she's going to feel like that other girl's actually jealous and is then going to try to do things to try to steal you away from her. Okay? So even though she's saying things, even though you're saying like, oh, she's an introvert, and because I'm an introvert too, I get it. She's an introvert, and maybe she doesn't want to muster up the energy to meet new people. But the thing is that in a relationship, you're going to bring your significant other around other people. You want to integrate her into your friend group. And if you have a friend, whether it's a man or woman, that's saying, I don't want to meet your girlfriend, I don't want to talk about her, hang out with her, then that's going to really put a hindrance on your relationship. And so when this kind of situation happens, you have to decide, do you value the friendship with the woman that you've known longer, or do you value the new relationship you're trying to build with a girl that is regularly, ideally sleeping with you and is going on dates with you and is doing nice things for you and is taking care of you, et cetera, et cetera. And here's the thing that most guys don't get. And I'm 39 now, so I've had to learn this lesson. I've had time to learn this lesson over the past decade of my 30s, but it was really a hard one to initially get to believe it was actually a thing, okay? Is that there's going to be times when either you or your woman friends are going to get into relationships and you're going to have to cut people off because the people that you have around you could actually be detrimental to your relationship. So if you have any woman friends that you know have crushes on you, if you have any woman friends that you hooked up with in the past, these are probably not women you can keep around when you're in a relationship because realistically, there is a history there of either some kind of feeling going back and forth, whether it's she sending it to you, you sending it to her, or in the case of somebody you actively hooked up with, that's a situation where there's been sexual feelings there's been possible romantic feelings either from her or from you, and those things can get in the way when this friend starts coming around. She starts trying to flirt with you, or she starts trying to retell stories of the time you guys are friends with benefits while your girlfriend is there in the room. These are legit situations that I've seen come up as a result of people trying to keep women friends around when they have a girlfriend, okay? And hey, I'm a guy that's had women friends who have cut me off because they get into a serious relationship, and it might have been a girl at one point that I had a crush on, and I respect that. I respect the fact that, hey, you know what? I've mentioned to them before that I had a crush on them or I wanted to get with them and they're in a relationship. So me being around, if I say any kind of slip up that could indicate that I still have feelings for this person or that I liked them at one point, it's going to make that other guy feel some kind of way. So I'm very respectful of that process. And in the same way, if there are women that I hooked up with before in the past or that I know have crushes on me, I wouldn't try to actively keep those friendships alive if I'm dating somebody. That's just how I function, and that's how it works best in relationships for me. Now, if you're thinking you're the kind of guy that can still manage to be able to have your girlfriend and be able to hang out with this woman friend of yours one-on-one, knowing that your woman friend does never want to meet this other person, then I would say that you're living in make-believe land. You know, like I said, it'd be different if this girlfriend of yours met your woman friend and you guys were all able to hang out and she's able to see you interact. And then later on you say, hey, babe, me and so-and-so are going to go to the movies, or me and so-and-so are going to work on this project together. And your girlfriend might be cool with like, hey, you know what? I met her. She's a great person. So go ahead, have fun. I don't feel any kind of way about it. I don't have a jealous bone on my body. Have at it. But you're not in that situation. You're in a situation where your woman friend is actively saying, hey, I feel some kind of way about it, and I'm still trying to get over this rejection thing, and we used to hook up, and now you want to bring your girlfriend around me. Like, it's understandable why she would not want to meet her, but it's not understandable why you would then want to continue to keep this person around if you're trying to build what you consider could be possibly a successful relationship with this person that is new in your life, okay? So, all that to say this. To answer your questions, she doesn't want to meet your girlfriend because she probably still has a crush on you or is feeling some kind of way about that, and she probably just doesn't want to meet, she's not excited about meeting a person that you're dating and having sex with now when you guys just do that same thing and it's no longer happening. How do you explain this to your girlfriend? Well, if your girlfriend hasn't brought up meeting this other woman friend of yours, then there's no need to have that conversation. If at some point your girlfriend says, hey, I want to meet some of your friends, or hey, who's that woman friend? I'd like to meet her. Then you have to tell her, well, actually, she doesn't want to meet you and I probably should cut her off. But at that point, you would need to cut her off because she's going to be coming between you and the girlfriend and the emotions that you guys have, because she's going to be making your girlfriend feel like you care about your woman friend more, because even though she doesn't want to meet the girlfriend, she's still part of your life, if that makes sense. And what are thoughts on hanging one-on-one with your best friend often if they don't meet? You can't do it. Like, bottom line, if your woman friend is not willing to be respectful of your relationship and at least meet your girlfriend so your girlfriend can at least get a feel for how this woman friend is and decide if she's comfortable or not, then there's no need for you to continue hanging out one-on-one with her. Ideally you have other guy friends, and ideally you like your girlfriend enough to where you can hang out with her and be fine. If you happen to have other women friends as well, again, my thing is this. If you have a girlfriend, respect her enough to bring your other women friends around so she won't have to have any feelings of, are you sneaking around? Why won't you let me meet your women friends? Is it because you have feelings for them or had crushes on them or hooked up with them at some time? Like, you deserve to give her that respect. But yeah, this one that's right away not trying to be respectful of that process, there's no need to hang out with her one-on-one. And I know you're 27, so you're thinking that you don't want to give up friendships and you don't want to hurt this woman friend of yours' feelings. And I'm telling you, as a 39-year-old man, at some point, that's going to happen. And at some point, you're going to have to do that if you want your relationships to be successful. You can ask any guy that's been in a long-term relationship, any guy that's been married for a while, how they or their wives or significant others feel about women that want to hang out with their husbands but don't want to hang out with the wife. And those don't typically last very long. Okay, so that's just giving you some real talk, is that you got to be a man, you got to grow up, you got to recognize that you're of these two people right now, your girlfriend's the most important one. Hey, if you and your girlfriend break up and you decide you want to go back to this woman friend and try things out again, perfectly fine. But if she's not being respectful of your guys' relationship and the process of how that's supposed to work, then it really is time for you to consider cutting her off.